I think I've been disappointed by people enough times just to stop taking it personally. And it doesn't make me colder, just mindful of where I invest my energy. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. A couple of days ago, my husband mentioned something that made me thinking. He told me he hadn't been able to reach this guy, his former co-worker. They used to be pretty close back when they worked together. Even after they both moved on, they stayed in touch. Not best friends or anything, just regular contact. Good terms, friendly, would see him often, he would come over, would meet up occasionally. You know, it was easy, natural. Then, as it always happens, life gets busy. They started seeing each other less, but they still kept in touch. Ran into each other through mutual friends. Nothing intense, but still a connection. And then, out of nowhere, silence. He stopped answering calls, stopped replying to messages, not just from my husband, but from their two mutual friends as well. He went completely quiet, even on social media, which was weird because he was always pretty active there. At first, it was just a confusion. But then, a real concern. He's young, lives in LA, doesn't have family here, and that thought really hit me. How scary it is being alone in a big city. Yeah, you can have friends, relationships, people around you, but when something happens, when something really goes down, who's actually there? Who knows your emergency contacts? Would anyone notice in time? A week goes by, still nothing. So I suggested we message his girlfriend just to make sure he's okay. Not in a dramatic way, but just a human concern. We found her Instagram, sent her a short message explaining that we hadn't heard from him, if he's okay, maybe something's wrong. We were genuinely worried because, yet again, this is a big, chaotic city. Anything can happen, basically. I thought, what if he got into an accident or something? Basically, my inner overthinker couldn't stay calm. And that's just who I am. Even if I barely know someone, if I hear something's wrong, I care. Or I get genuinely happy for people too, even if we're not close, you know? So yeah, that's just how I'm wired, basically. Look at her, a walking empathy sponge. Okay, no pun intended. So yeah, I was genuinely concerned. The next morning, my husband finally hears from him. And the message basically says, "Why are you bothering my girlfriend? Isn't that obvious? I don't want to talk." We were both stunned, honestly, because let's be clear, he wasn't ignoring just my husband. He was ignoring the whole group of friends. And apparently that wasn't the first time. He'd done this before. Everything's fine, regular communication, and then out of nowhere, poof, he's gone. Even with his close friends, even with his co-workers. But this time, it really crossed a line. No one needed anything from him. No one was clinging or pressuring. It was just basic human concern. Just imagine the situation. Someone you've been casually close with for years. Occasional calls, sharing life updates, helping each other out, and suddenly, radio silence. Any normal person would want to know if everything's okay. And I get it. Sometimes people grow apart. Sometimes you want to change your circle. That's valid, but there is a way to it. And that's actually what bothers me. If you don't want to talk anymore, fine. Just say it. Don't disappear and then act offended when people worry. You know, especially as a man. There is something so immature about ghosting without a reason and then making people feel bad for caring. I think it's unfair. And it's definitely not a good look. And you know what? I'm not pretending that I'm perfect either. I've done similar things, but just for different reasons. There were times in my life where I felt used or disrespected. And instead of saying anything, I just left. Quietly, completely. You know, something in me would snap and I would shut the door without warning, because I would think that I would never do what this person just did to me. And that thought alone would make me retreat instantly, okay? Honestly, even now I still do it. Just softer. No loud exit, no burning bridges. I just make a decision inside myself and kind of move on. And I'll stay polite, civil, but that closeness, gone. And half the time they probably don't even realize it, which I admit isn't the most emotionally mature thing either. But I am still learning too, okay? I'm working on it. And maybe one day I'll get to that full enlightenment, forgive everyone kind of place. But not right now. Not yet. Okay. That's a different chapter. Maybe that's what this guy was doing too, avoiding confrontation. And yeah, I get that instinct. It's easier to disappear than to deal with discomfort. But in this situation, it felt like something else. It felt like apathy or laziness or a weird mix of both. Because again, no one was demanding anything from him. And honestly, I still believe when someone remembers you, checks on you, worries about you, that's a form of caring. Maybe not deep, maybe not lifelong, but still, you do not check on someone you don't care about. Even the act of worrying means something. And ignoring that completely without even a shred of acknowledgement just doesn't sit right with me. You know, there is a difference between taking space and just not giving a shit. And this felt like the second one. Not overwhelmed, not hurt, just can't be bothered. And I don't buy the whole setting boundaries thing in this context, because it wasn't about self-preservation. It was just laziness and probably indifference. And that's what I cannot respect. Yet again, wanting to change your circle is completely normal. Outgrowing people is normal. But ghosting decent people who are just worried about you, that's completely inappropriate, honestly. That's not growth. That's rude. So yeah, that's the lesson for me. I'll probably still worry about people because it's just who I am. But next time I'll remind myself that not everyone deserves this kind of emotional investment. Some people just walk out of your life. Some slam the door. And some crawl out the window and pretend they weren't even there. And you know, let them. Seriously, let them. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather be the person who cared too much than the one who made others feel stupid for giving a damn. So yeah, if you want to change your circle, say it. If you need space, take it. If you're done with someone, just be honest. But do not disappear for weeks and then get mad when someone checks in, especially when all they did was care. Because being distant is one thing. Being careless is something else. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for coming to my emotional TED Talk, and I'll see you very, very soon. But I can't promise. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. I'm sorry I still cannot blow you a kiss because my nails are still in critical condition. I'll just send you the smooch through my camera. Mwah. Bye.